So it's a more even number. Oh, so let me put this in here. All right, so Casa Migos bottle, perspective view, right? Don't want it in perspective, space bar. We go in the front view, click the front view because the one that highlights, you can see the highlight is the one that's gonna expand. Space bar, we're here. Import the image, we go to view, image plane, import image. I'll go, get my image. Here's my image. I put it on the floor. This thick bar is the ground. I set it on top. I turn it down because it's too much for my eyes because I'm getting old, unfortunately. Yeah. All right. So yeah, there it is right there. Press space bar, space bar. Now this is the front of the bottle, right? So I'm going to push this back. It doesn't matter how far back it goes. It's still going to look the same if it's 10 units or 100 units back. It's still going to look the same. Just don't want it to be in the center. Why? Because I'm going to get myself a cylinder. There goes my cylinder, right? Space bar, space bar. Now let's model this out. This image is centered, so it should work fine. We don't have to move it left to right or anything. We scale this out. I scale it out till either the top or whatever portion of this thing hits the sides. We have this. Now I right click, right click. I select my object, right click, and I go to faces. I will, for this one, I'll just go from the top. Select the top faces. It selected the sides and the top. So I hold down Control, deselect the sides, press W to move. I do Control E or Shift right click. So Shift right click, extrude face, or do Control E because it's a shortcut. I press W to move this up. Now it's time for me to make another extrusion. Press G, bring it up. I press R to scale it in. Press G, then I press W to bring it up. R to scale, G, W, 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 R to scale, G, W. It's got a nice little transition. I'll just push it up here. R to scale. I'll go back and work with some of the other stuff. G, W, R to scale. G, W, R to scale. G, W, R to scale. Now I'm gonna make my own top. Now let's look at this. It looks like it gets a little bit wider over here. So I'll just get my knife tool and I'll click 1, 2, 3 times, right? Q to quit. Then I'll right click and I'll go to edges, double click on the edge and press R to scale and just scale it out a little bit. Double click, scale it out a little bit, double click. And I can also slide it up and down if I need to. R, scale it out a little bit. Now just double click here, scale it out. Usually I like to follow one edge if it's the left side, and I'll just kind of go across and I'll say, all right, I'm gonna just double click and whatever's along this side is the one that I'll use as the guide. Sometimes it's hard to get it like even. Okay, right here, I want to taper it in just a touch. I'll create an edge loop, double click on the edge, R, scale it in. Same thing over here. Control click, Q to quit, double click, R to scale. Double click on this one. Double click on this one, make it wider. Cool, we got all that top stuff. Let's get the bottom. Faces, select these faces right here. It's got the bottom and it's got these. Control deselect, W, scale it down. Control E to extrude, W, R, G to repeat, W, R, G, W, R, G, W, R, G, W, R, G, W, R. Cool. Now check this out. If I really want to be precise, I can take this right here and then I can do a G, push it up, and then do like a R, you know? Kind of like that, I'll even do it again, G, W, R. Just so it has like that little, you know what I'm talking about, that little thing in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have this. Cool. Now we need to make ourselves a top, I think. All right. No problem. I'll just go get myself a cylinder, drag it up, press F to focus in, R to scale. Cool. Have this. Now I want it to have a little bit of roundness, so I'll go get some edge. Well, I'll get the edges on the top, shift, some edge. Select those, and then I do shift right click and do the bevel segment. And I can make this as soft as I want. Let's say it's this. Cool. And there we go. Of ourselves a bottle, I can press 3, melt it out. Now the reason why if I press 3, this changes is because there's like a transition. I mean, it needs some support edges. So we can do that easily. We can go to edge, I can double click on this, shift, double click, shift, double click. Then I can do shift right click, bevel edge, and kind of like keep it there. And I can also press 3 at the same time while it's soft, while this menu's open. So this is what it's doing, is bringing those two edges closer to each other. So if we press 3, let's see what's happening. Not close, close. See how it's getting kind of sharp there? And if I add another segment, it gets real sharp. So we can just keep it like this, Q to quit. So you see how we have like a nice transition right here? And all that is because of the support edges. I could also have added the support edges with this and just put it, you know, right here as well. But sometimes bevel works nice. But there we go. We have this right here. We have ourselves a bottle. And if I want to make these edges a little bit sharper, same thing. All I really need to do is, well, I can double click on it and go to bevel and then go to the fraction. If I press 3, you see it. If I press segments, see how I added that. Or like I said, I can grab this edge loop and make my own bevel kind of. And that would just be like making these two edges close to each other. I press 3, we can see what it looks like. And I can also be in this mode and press 3 over here. And you can see how it got sharper. So that's the other way we can do it. And there is our Casa Migos bottle.